Back to this story that's got everybody's attention across the country right now. New York real estate heir Robert Durst, charged with first-degree murder. The key piece of evidence could be a letter that he sent to his friend Susan Berman shortly before her death. His handwriting closely matching that of a letter that was received by the police to warn them that there was a cadaver in her home. In both of these notes, Beverly is spelled wrong with an E before the Y. Durst was shown the comparison during the interview for the HBO documentary miniseries, The Jinx. Watch this.
So you wrote one of these, but you didn't write the other one.
I wrote this one, but I did not write the cadaver one.
And can you tell me which one you didn't write?
No.
That's a tricky question, right? Joining us now is Detective Cody Kazlas.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that right?
Kazlas.
Galveston, Texas Police Department. He was the primary investigator in the other murder case, one of the other three situations that involved Robert Durst, and he joins me now. Detective, good to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
You know, when you look at that moment, how frustrating is this whole process for you?
Well, the end of my trial was extremely frustrating. What Andrew Jarecki and Mark Smelling did to me was brilliant. It was greatly done. Kudos to them. And as you can see in that clip, you know, they let him look at both of them, and then he goes, well, which one did you write? Can you tell which one you wrote? No. I mean, a brilliant question to ask him. And then that's really where the befuddlement, if you watched on past that, all the way to the bathroom scene, he's just beside himself. He's like, you can almost see it, the wheels turning, the jigs
so shortly after that moment that we just showed, let's play what happens after that when he excuses himself and goes into the restroom.
There it is. You're caught. What the hell are you doing? Kill them all. Of course.
Great.
And those moments are close together. So he sees that, he messes up. He says, I don't know which one I wrote. He goes into the bathroom and he says that. What do you think about the fact that some people are saying, that his defenders are saying, you know, that's not what he meant. He said, killed them all, of course. He didn't say, I killed them all, of course.
I have to laugh because the only people I hear defending him are attorneys that last time made over $2 million on him. So, you know, they're paid to say that. That doesn't mean it's true. If you look at the whole thing, there isn't a doubt in my mind that he's talking about they got me. It's, you know, what have I done? He was right, I was wrong, you know, talking about his attorneys. The attorneys told him not to.
I want to hear a little bit about the case that you were involved in Galveston. Morris Black was killed. Robert Durst was exonerated. He convinced them that he killed him in self-defense. At the time, Durst had been wearing women's clothing. There was some speculation that he was trying to steal Morris Black's identity. And then after the death, he chopped him up in little pieces. And the jurors actually say in this piece that, you know, well, it was irrelevant to our case what happened to the body afterward. All we had to determine that it was in self-defense. What was that like for you to be in that courtroom and watch that happen?
Well, as a participant in the trial, as a witness or the lead investigator, you're not in the trial for the whole trial. Once they invoke the rule, you know, you are only in the courtroom for the time that you are on the stand testifying. So you don't, as a witness, you don't know what's going on in the trial. Plus, you're not allowed to talk about it outside the courtroom to anybody that's in the trial, or anybody really. So the trial was 7 weeks long, so really I had no idea what was going on in the trial itself. Once the verdict was read, I was extremely frustrated because the defense, and make no mistake about it, they are brilliant lawyers, and that's why they can demand $2 million, and you can bet in Los Angeles it's going to be a whole lot more than $2 million. But they were able to convince that jury, wrongfully so in my opinion, that you can only look at this. Anything that happened after this is for another jury. And they bought into that. And that's, you can't do that. You have to look at the whole scene. You can't watch a movie at 5 minutes and not the whole movie. Same thing with the trial. You have to, everything that happened in that sequence of events that he did to Morris, before, during, and after, it's all part of that case.
You know, how much has Robert Durst, who I heard you say, you know, just being in his presence made the hair stand up on the back of your neck? You thought he was creepy. How much has his presence been in your life since then? And how important is to you that something be resolved in Los Angeles now?
Well, it's been in my life ever since it happened. I've carried it with me ever since. Being around him, the short period of time that I was with him, because I transported him to a facility, and I've said in earlier shows or other places that I'm a pretty good sized man. He's small in stature, but he doesn't have to say anything, and he gives off this little vibe. And he is a, you know, I've said it before, he's a creepy little bastard. Now, having said that, I've dealt with this now for 14, 15 years. I would like to see closure not only on my behalf and my family's behalf, but the McCormick family deserves closure. Susan Berman's friends and family deserve closure. This guy leaves a wake everywhere he goes. And after all the destruction and evil that this man's caused, to hear some high-expense, high-dollared attorneys, defense team, say, you know, Bob's innocent and, you know, he's not a flight risk or whatever they say. They spew out all this stuff. And, you know, they ought to be held to, you know, there should be some kind of sanction on defense attorneys for lying. Yeah,
they're talking about insanity. We'll see what happens. Obviously, he wanted this story to be back in the limelight or he wouldn't have done this documentary. And some part of him appears to enjoy this whole process. So we'll see. We will see what happens. Cody, thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Great to have you with us.
Thank
I hope
you
get some resolution in your own life and some peace from all of this process as well.
Thank you.